Hello, friends. Wonder how how is voice? I'm gonna check if I can see it. Come on, say something. There is a bit of a delay. Hello, someone joined. Hi, how are you? Come on, say something. I think I can hear myself. That means it's all good, right? Yeah. I'm just getting into a habit. Hello, someone joined. Hi, how are you? I'm getting into a habit to be regular here. There you go. To be regular, um, yeah, feels good. Okay, so I have about half hour and I'd like to share something very important with you. As you know, my channel, I had this huge dream about bringing all kind of people together. Um, It seems like TikTok is a lot more democratic than YouTube. I'm not sure. I didn't figure out all the peculiarities yet. But I just recently added 2 links to my YouTube channel links. And there is an Instagram link there, even though I'm not that active there at all. And then there is a TikTok link. I would really appreciate if you find my TikTok and follow me there. And I believe right now, like in about 4 or 5 days being more or less active there, I gathered like 200 subscribers. I think I had like 80, so 120 in 4 days, not too bad. But I do pledge to come on TikTok and give 3 card free readings. How many times? 5 times, maybe even 10 times. So guys, please help me to get 1,000 subscribers on TikTok and I will come up. I did watch some ladies who give the card readings, and it was lots of really funny things. Some people are really sensible, but mostly it's like really crazy. So yeah, I kind of look forward to it. And for the lecture part of today's breath, how do I call it? How do I call this? It happens sometimes, doesn't it? Breath of fresh air with Dr. Anna Krista, breath of fresh air. And I'm sorry, I'm a little silly or something. But I mean, I shouldn't be sorry for it because actually it's a really greatest thing when you can be silly because that's kind of like the beauty of life. As I said, I'm not that old, but like real old people become childish again, right? So, okay, today I would like to speak about the spiral and how it's important for health. Because basically, if you follow me on this channel, actually just recently my grandson was over and I asked him to watch all of my 1-minute reels, and he actually sat and with pleasure watched all of them from beginning to end. And that was the very first time when I actually like watched it with him and I was feeling his energy as he watched it. Because YouTube always asks, yeah, it's not for kids, it's for kids, but I don't think I have anything offensive for kids so far, even though most of the time I mark and I say it's not for kids. But yeah, and I actually did see indeed that I do have some really quality content here. And I hope, like, right now, I even, like, you know, like, instead of a recording video for YouTube, I think it's like, it's a lot more fun to come alive and to be here with you, because that way, when you are used to my energy and you don't think my accent is weird, and you trust me, because trust is a big factor, then you can ask me questions and I can be a lot more helpful. And this live dynamic is always a lot more beautiful, for sure. So, the spiral, if you studied any philosophy, you know that, and like just by living your life, you know, depending on how old you are, it kind of seems like some things are cyclical, yeah? You're living your life, and you come to a point and you feel like, oh my gosh, we've already been here. Especially with some, you know, unlearned life lessons, it happens more often. Because if you are born with some, you know, lessons to experience this kind of this and such karma, and you are not growing your awareness and you are not learning from those lessons, then you keep repeating same mistakes, experiencing same situations, and falling into the same holes, like in that famous poem. And that poem, when finally the person chose a different street or different turn. Okay, so, also, like, there is this beautiful theory out there. If you haven't heard it, I really do recommend to research spiral dynamics. And it shows how the all humanity was also developing kind of like by a spiral, but each circle becomes like wider, more encompassing. Consciousness grows, it's like becomes wider and wider. And it goes in colors, just the way I love it, by colors, you know, like beige, then purple, then red, and every color comes with the things how humanity developed. So basically, and like higher things is like where the turquoise comes, Ken Wilber and all that. Basically, interesting theory indeed. And if you paid attention in nature, like if you've been outside, for example, when like just there are a few leaves on the ground, and if it's a really windy day, it's really interesting how the wind picks up those leaves and starts kind of like circling them. Once I recorded it on my telephone, actually it was some of those, you know, very light bubbles that you put into packing. And the wind was picking them up and really spiraling them. It's like you could really see those spirals in action. It was kind of amazing to watch. I wish I still had that video. So the spirals of energy are very well used in the healing approach called myofascial release. There is a very famous technique in myofascial release. When the hands are put on the body, they go cross-hand like this. Because our hands, I was saying, it's open chakras, and then there are fingers, and each finger exuberates a ray of light. So it's like huge light dynamites our hands. And in myofascial release, when we put them cross-hand like this, it means the energy of this hand is moving that way, and energy of this hand moving that way. And so kind of like number 8 arises, number 8. And 8 in a way is kind of like a spiral itself, you see? So, and exactly this position in myofascial release creates this spiral dynamics inside the body, inside your body when the therapist hands on you. Or like my dream to talk about it so much so people, individuals could use it. And could take it, learn it, and use it on their loved ones, beloveds, or even like on yourself. I do a huge amount of myofascial release on myself. Once you know the principles, it's actually easy. And in the future, I also would like, as I was saying, open my house to some workshops, host 10 people, and teach the whole weekend workshop on myofascial release. So this spiral thing, because every spiral, it kind of like creates, I think, tension. Because without tension, there is no development. If everything is just like smooth, it's like it doesn't add to that force that creates new movement. And spiral has that capability. So when you gather all of your 5 fingers, because as I said, each finger exuberates a ray of light. And actually, when you soften your focus, you actually can even see your etheric body, yeah? Energy around each finger. So when you gather it like this, imagine the 5 rays joining, and they are becoming quite a force. And the technique is from the people who actually space astronaut scientists who developed this thing called Geotran, and they developed this self-healing technique, and they're called gems. And for the gems, we make spirals on our body by gathering our 5 fingers and gathering our fingers, crossing our hands, so we have a spiral, and we have very powerful ray of light coming from 5 fingers, 2 of them. And then we put them on a different spots on the body. You see, my last video, I invited you to donate beginning at 55, buying a masterclass, and I was saying all kind of things. If you have curiosity about my work, please go and check just the video posted before this, but it's in the main video, not live. So if you were in a Telegram, invited into a private group, I would put a sheet of the paper that shows all of these gems there. You see, it would be just like easy to drop that information in that group. So hopefully you'll be considering following me a little bit more seriously. And so back to these gems. For example, one time I was flying, I think like from either California or Colorado, and there was an airplane delayed for 3 hours, and I was beginning a cold, and so I just sat there and I did these gems on me, and so by the time I came home, there was nothing of that sickness left. It finished before it started. So again, try it just now. Take your 5 fingers, but you know, it always takes relaxing, sort of like focusing on your heart, focusing on the vertical line, because there is always our spine, it always streams energy upwards and downwards. And then the chakras also engage, not just, but also to the outside. So couple of breaths, center yourself. You can breathe into your abdomen. Breathe into your root. Breathe into your heart. Feel the light going from your heart up, all the way to the sun or to the source, and down, all the way to the heart of earth. Feel that. And now bring your arms and completely relax them. See that your hands smoothly attached to your forearms. Forearms very smoothly attached to your shoulders, to the shoulder blades, to the heart. And just relax into it. Now allow yourself to see that your hands indeed exuding the light. And then now allow yourself to feel and with your inner mind, or even like even outer eye, see how each finger exuberates a ray of light. So, you know, sometimes it's like you fake it until you make it. Because when you fake it, you take extra protection out of your field. Like pretend that you see these lights coming out. See these 5 lights coming out. And then like, wow, I really see them. Okay, and now you collect it together. And so those 5 lights become like a strong light coming out. Strong light. And now you put these lights, for example, to your thymus, which is your spiritual heart. Right here and right here. And now just feel it. Wow, light is going in. Like, oh my gosh, as soon as I start doing work on myself, I become orgasmic. It's like I'm overfilled with bliss. Feel the light going in? With your mind invited to travel to the spaces where you might sense a little bit more darkness in your body. Also, just inhale all of that light into your thymus, your spiritual heart, your immunity point. After a while, you keep one hand where it is, but one of the hands, you just take it gently and you put it across on the top. For example, if it was on the bottom. This revigorates the spiral of energy. Like, wow, there is a new flow inside. You see, my body wants like to unwind and it wants to go that way, you see? Unwinding is one of the most beautiful things. It's like earlier I was describing the wind picking up these very light particles and then like spiraling them and unwinding. It's like almost like Holy Spirit enters you and it moves you. It's like a very powerful stream of light enters you and it wants to free you. It wants to move you. And it's like extremely sensual experience, you see? Because sensuality is a spirituality. Spirituality is when all of your senses become alive. That's how you get multi-orgasmic. Many times I said, your mind, your intentions, well regulated by your higher self. And your body, they just like totally become beautiful one. So, yeah, gems, like this is one point. You can do it on the throat if your throat is hurting. Just as I said, you can watch this video again, like a little bit centering, some breathing, then either faking seeing the light from your hands or feeling, but with the time it just will become automatic. You know, on earth, so much divine energy was coming for a while, with all of these hardships, with everything that is like shaking up the earth, and still even more divine energy comes on earth. Have you heard that after a while you change your hand? Have you heard that like the first shaking thing, I mean, it wasn't the first, Ukraine was first, but when the huge earthquake happened in Turkey, the kids that were under like 5 days and a week, and then they were still coming out alive, they were reporting that in that dark, the light beings were coming to them and were feeding them and giving them water. Maybe it was just happening in the mind, but nevertheless, it was happening, and they were surviving, and they got out of there alive, even after a while. So, third eye, you can do it here. Light, 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 and follow with your mind. Where does the light travel? And after a while, you just gently, and always notice what changed. You can do it on the back of your head. You can do it like if you have problems with your breast, you can do it on the breast. You can do it on your stomach if you are digesting not well. So basically, you can do it anywhere. You see, if your knee hurts, you can do it on your knee. After a while, you see. So I would say minimum 15 minutes. Once you get that technique down, or like even like half hour if you have any like sickness, and if you want to be healthy, then maybe even half hour. My ring is not steady. Or maybe I'm exuding a little too much energy. Okay, guys, so do you have any questions to me? I could stay longer if you had questions. I think I see one like. Thank you very much. I have 2 people more steadily listening to me today. See, I know, like, if you come out like on a regular hours, then the people will be here. But I still feel like TikTok may be a little bit more democratic and a little bit more willing to listen. I think it's like on Okay, waiting for your comments, waiting for your questions. I'm still here. Please help me to get 1,000 subscribers on TikTok. My YouTube channel now has the link to TikTok. And I promise to come out like at least 5 times for a couple hours and give 3 card-free readings. People charge like $15 for that. Free. But actually, the best thing, absolute or total the best thing to learn the tarot yourself. Because let's just talk a little bit about astrology, right? Let's see. So when people talk about astrology, most of the time they just like, ask the sun sign, like zodiac, who are you? Zodiac means where the sun was when you were born. But there are at least 4 other things that is almost equal to where your sun was when you were born. And in order, well, if you have a sun, which kind of like stands for masculine energy, father energy, your personality, your action, what you show to the world. And then, of course, there is a moon energy, right? And so where your moon is also very important, because your moon, we are humans, we are made with emotions. And emotions is not something that puts you down. Actually, emotions in a human life, they have a very high ceiling and high development anchor. So it's not this anchor, it's that anchor in heaven. Because experiencing very high emotions, you can develop this amazing attunement with the highest of who you are. And through visions, because this is like a higher vector of development, when you can see not just with physical eyes, but with your inner eye. And that brings you to more and more to becoming like a god and create your own universe, No matter what is happening, you are able to reshake it if you have that power. So the moon is your emotions, and also kind of like your mother energy. A lot of people, kids and people in America are unmothered. They have all kind of problems with their mothers. And so all of those problems absolutely dissolvable. But in the case, if it's too late with your mom, even if she's not around any longer, nature is like a mom. Like all kind of structures, it's like a father energy. But nature is like mom energy. And nature has this ability to heal your emotions. That's why a lot of introvert people really know how to appreciate nature. So the first is sun astrology. The second, you need to know where your moon is. The third is, it's very important, what is your ascension sign? Ascension sign is the sign that it's the planet that was ascending in the sky. So it was coming with the full force energy, lifting up. And that is the energy during your life. It's always lifting up. It's always getting stronger and stronger in your life. And that's why it's important to know your ascension sign. Number 4 and 5, they are connected. They're called nodes. It's a south node and the north node. South node is your soul's past life experiences. Too much energy again. North node is where your soul is going, where your soul is traveling. So, and that is like where you came from, which kind of things your soul mastered and still remembers from other lifetimes, and what things you have to really develop qualities of your personality, of yours, all kind of skills, and service, where your soul is going. That's the north node. And usually on zodiac, they are opposite each other. So now, 5 things: your sun, personality; your moon, your emotions, and how you process your emotions; ascending sign, because it's the energy that is ever increasing in your life; and then the south node, where your soul came from; and north node, where your soul is going. So those 5 things. And when we talk about zodiac, yeah, you know, it's kind of like those 12 big, huge constellations, right? And they are always in the same, they are fixed, kind of fixed. We think they are fixed. I think we think they are fixed because they are far, far away, a lot further away than planets. That's why they seem to us that they are fixed, but maybe they are moving too, you know? But to our perception, they are fixed, and those are like the houses, and each house like responsible for some planets, but they all also move, and they move very slowly, and they move together. The planets, however, move a lot faster, yeah? So in tarot, this is the connection between the tarot and astrology. In tarot, major arcana, which is 22 cards, in French system, 1 more; in Yelizaveta Levina's system, 2 more, so 24 major arcana. They correspond to that, the zodiac. Zodiac and major arcana is the higher forces in your life. It's like something that is a must. Something is like however you try and move, you totally have to reconcile with those forces. And then the planets are more like people and more like our actions. And that's all the minor arcana in tarot. Minor arcana, you can work on yourself, you can shift things, you can change things, but major arcana is higher forces. And those master classes that I offered, 5 classes, I'm absolutely sure, as I said, like one day, the minimum price for that 5 master classes that I'm offering, and it's the first time I'm making an offer in 15.5 years of my channel, Zuni Blue, that now has a different name, Rainbow Gold School of Life and Spirituality. In Instagram, it's a Rainbow Gold Tarot. On TikTok, it's a Rainbow Doctor Anna Krista. Maybe Anna Krista Goya, I'm not sure. Well, anyway, so yeah, major arcana and the stuff that is going to be there is just so mind-blowing, because you would learn how you can work creatively with that God energy. In 12 zodiac signs, and each sign comes with yin and yang. Yin and masculine and feminine energy. That's how it becomes 24 major arcana tarot. And so the second workshop is most important, because there will be like, it's going to be the hugest amount. I'm not even sure but if I will prepare a really amazing PDF, and then if I have you in the same group, so I'm able to answer all of the questions, then maybe even 1 masterclass will be enough, because PDF will be so rich with content, and I will deliver it in such an integrated way You know, my first job was a linguistic center, and I taught lots of people. Like I shift their consciousness, like in a matter of 2-3 weeks. It's called immersion into the language. They were able to start speaking a different language. So, and here I will also prepare immersion into these zodiac high source creator energies and how we can creatively work with them to change our life. And that change doesn't happen without accepting what is. And there are these ways. That's a masterclass 3, 4, 5. When I will be teaching in all kind of like those things, go and listen. Like number 5 is the way of the hero, and then there is 7 bodies, and then there is like 12 houses, yeah, with the major tarot. But that's like a dance with the universe. Okay, guys, I'm not sure if you asked me a question. Let me check. If you are not asking me a question, it tells me that you don't trust me enough to ask. You see? So I'm waiting until, and I already know that on TikTok it's gonna take like, I'm used to, you know? You come with your passion to people, you open your heart, you throw your heart over the fence, and everything happens, you know? YouTube is a little quiet, I don't know. TikTok seems to be a lot more active. So if there are no questions, I think I'm done talking. I think, yeah, I've been here 31 minutes. I love you so much. I'm so happy to be with you. And guess what? Like today I came alive and I totally didn't have any dread. It's like, yay, we're doing it. We're live on the air. Come on, bring it on, YouTube. Mwah. And I'm not on any filter, so my brows are not jumping. That's a good thing, right? God bless you guys. Happy ascension. I'll see you soon. Maybe even every day. Yeah? Okay. Thank you so much for spending some time with me.